Hey, I know it's a little bizarre what I did last night, running around with my camera. Actually, I think I proved that pretty much anybody can make a scary movie. I was trying to prove a point. Now, I noticed I lost one subscriber this morning. See, I've been really excited because all the picking on this other person videos that I've been putting up has given my subscriber count a bit of a boost, which is really nice, but at the same time I don't want to keep up the constant picking on somebody else. I mean, I think I've made my point, and I don't want to become somebody that goes looking around for people to pick on. There are trolls online that do this to atheists. They go to atheist channels and pick on them, and I don't want to be like that. The only reason I even became involved in this whole thing with Matthew 4:19 is because I saw all the videos being put up about why he should be an atheist, and I thought I had things to add to the conversation. So I put a video up, and that's kind of started the whole ball rolling with me being involved in the whole thing, except for the actual I don't know if you want to call it a podcast, a thing that they did where he met with all the various atheists and let them talk while he prepared his speech. Anyway, he's from Wisconsin. I saw a video yesterday on his channel that made me realize that he is actually from my home state. Oh well, what do you do? The point of the video I made last night, running around atheists proves that unicorns don't exist, is just how absurd I mean, this is like the new thing. When I was a Christian, the thing was to say that there's no such thing as dinosaurs. God, or some people said Satan, put the bones in the stone to test us. But, in the 30 years since then, God, I'm old. In the 30 years since then, they've realized that that's a really lame thing to say, and they've decided that, okay, there were dinosaurs, but they actually were vegetarians, and they lived around, they roamed the same time as humans did, and wow. Anyway, so there's always some stupid thing that they come up with, and the stupid thing that they do now is, well, you can't prove there isn't a God. Ooh, got you there, didn't I, atheists? Yeah. Well, fine. You don't see people who are disbelievers in Sasquatch out there in the woods with their flashlights trying to find evidence that there's no such thing as Sasquatch. You don't see those guys out there, because they don't really care. They don't care because they don't believe that this thing exists. So they're at home in the comfort of their living room, watching sports or watching the news or whatever. They don't care. They don't believe it. They're like, until somebody shows me proof that Sasquatch exists, I don't think they do. And it's the same for people who don't believe in unicorns. Now, I actually don't think there are any people out there trying to prove that unicorns exist. I think it's universally agreed on that unicorns are mythical creatures. So not only are there no people out there trying to prove that they don't exist, I don't even think there's people out there trying to prove that they do exist. They're so far out there in the mythical realm that nobody, But I thought it would make a good illustration to show, well, here, this is a spot where unicorns have never been seen. So this would be a good place to show that they don't exist. How do you even show that something that doesn't exist? How do you even go about proving that something that doesn't exist doesn't exist. I can make up any creature. You know, I can make up anything I want. When I was in the 4th grade, it's tradition in Washington State, or at least in Western Washington, is tradition. Actually, I think it's the 5th grade. For elementary schools, it's not just my elementary school that I went to, but all the elementary schools in the area anyway. They plan a trip to Fort Casey. We called it Camp Casey. We all piled into buses and we went up to this. It's an old army base, and there's several of them along the coast on Whidbey Island. Anyway, or at least Camp Casey or Fort Casey is on Whidbey Island. And the first night we all went into the woods, and we were on I think it was a snipe hunt. We all went on a snipe hunt. And, you know, the counselors were just totally playing along. You know, what was that? What was that? Over there! You know, and us kids started out, you know, we're 5th graders. You know, this is just a fun little hike through the woods, but they were so convincing about looking for these things that toward the end, some of us were really, really thinking, you know, that there were things in the woods, and, you know. So anyway, this is kind of what it reminds me of. Is like, you know, you can pretend something exists until people actually start to buy into it. You know, if you write a whole book about it and talk all the time about it like it's a given, well, God loves you so much. It's a given that he exists. We won't even question the fact that he exists. We just, you know, he exists. We've put that whole question thing about whether or not he exists way behind us, because that's been proven. Yeah, that's been proven long time ago. I don't know exactly who proved that he exists, but it's been proven. I'm pretty sure there's tons and tons of evidence to show that God exists. Yeah, tons. So it's a given that God exists. Yeah. Yeah, it was like the snipe hunt. We go into the woods. We're just it's this little play along. We'll pretend. Except then all the adults among us are like, you know, totally serious and totally, you know, they seem really scared, and they're showing things, or you know, you might hear a crackle in the woods, because it would be, you know, it was like almost dark when we went on this hike. You might hear a noise. Oh, that's a snipe. You know, that's what they do. And by the time it was over, some of us were really, you know, scared, really scared. So yeah, you can certainly make people think things exist that don't exist just by a little manipulation, you know, of people who seem to know what they're talking about think that they exist, so that must mean they do. Anyway, last night was just trying to show that Christians are like, oh, well, they can't prove that God exists. There's absolutely no shred of proof to show that God exists other than a book. So they put it on atheists. Well, you can't prove he doesn't exist. Like this is somehow proving that he does. Did I prove last night that unicorns exist because I couldn't prove that they don't exist? Did I? I mean, are we all going to walk around now thinking that unicorns exist because D could not prove that they don't, so they must exist? I mean, why would the fact that atheists can't prove that God doesn't exist prove that he exists any more than my attempt to prove they don't exist prove that they exist? So that was the point of me running amok. And, you know, last night, that was a lot of fun, though. That was a lot of fun. I really don't feel as old as I am. And it was a lot of fun. So, except, anyway. I hope none of my neighbors saw me. That's all I can say, because they're going to be like, God, she's freaking weird. And I might lose some subscribers. Here's a heads up. I'm not going to constantly put more videos out bashing people. I put like 5 of them out because I don't like the stunt that Matthew 4:19 played, just so he could get a captive audience to preach at. You know, I thought that was pretty dishonest of him. But I'm not going to continue to put out posts or videos bashing him. You know, it's nice that I got more subscribers, but this is not what I normally do. I go through phases. If you go back through my videos, you'll see I have my Mega Sage phase where I'm just making fun of Mega Sage. It's really easy to do. But I go through phases where I'm doing something. There's a phase where I talk a lot about depression because I was in a very bad way a couple of years ago. So there's some posts about depression. There's the thing with Jesse Lee Peterson, who's, don't even get me started. So yes, I go through phases. This was my Matthew 4:19 phase, and that's it. So, you know, if you don't like weird, you might not want to be on my channel, because I do really strange things, like the thing with the dog. I was at Home Depot yesterday, and it popped into my head, and I was like, oh, that'd be really funny. I have one in my head right now that I might try to do later today, but it would be really difficult. It would be really advanced, and I'm not sure I could pull it off. But I get these ideas, and most of the time I follow through, just because sometimes something, even if there are actually occasions where I will put a video up and delete it the next day or whatever. I look at it and go, oh my God, that's so stupid. And it's gone, you know. But there's other times where I'll put something up and I think, oh God, that's stupid. But then I notice that other people like it. So then I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll leave it up. I don't know which one. There was one just recently. See if I can scroll down here. I think it's Our Superior Christian Morality. I think that was the one. I was like, really thought that one needed to be pulled. I didn't like it. I still don't like it. But it's got 17 likes. Some people think it's funny. Everybody, that's the thing. Everybody has a different style of humor that they appreciate. And just because, you know, some people think something is stupid, even me, doesn't mean that somebody else might find something about it that they appreciate. So, you know. So yeah, I do weird stuff. I try to not get stale with what I do. I try to come up with new things. I like humor. When I was a kid, I was way out of control. I did a lot of really strange things. I was the kid that would sit in the front row of biology class. I had a teacher who was like, I can't remember his name now, but he was like really, really stiff. You know, he was an older guy. And anyway, me and my best friend at the time, we were sitting together, and we were doing this thing. We would dare each other to do various things, and I was always really loving to, when it was my turn, because I always did it. Always, no matter what the dare was, I did it. Like Crowded Locker Bay, and at the time there was a song, Pink Floyd, hello, is there anybody in there? Anyway, she dared me to yell into my locker once, hello, is there anybody in there? In a crowded locker bay. And this was in high school, and I was a senior, and I did it. Yep. It was great. So I'm the kind, when I was young, I was the one that would sit in the front row with a grape shoved up each nostril. Watching the teacher, you know, watching the teacher looking everywhere but at me. Yes, I was ridiculously strange when I was younger. So, you know, this is nothing by comparison to when I was younger. So anyway, everybody has a different sense of humor, and so, you know, and I'm very strange, even in my old age. So if you don't do strange, you know, you might want to go away. But every now and then I come up with a video that seems to go over well. So, you know, if you want to put up with the strange in hopes that there'll be another video like that, or maybe some other Christian troll will come along to piss me off, and I'll put up some more videos. Like, you know, I get a lot of momentum when I'm fired up. And Matthew 4:19 got me fired up because I was very indignant and very unhappy with what he did. So I was fired up. I had a lot of momentum. I was cranking out those videos. Well, something else will come along. I'll get fired up. There'll be more videos like that. But in the meantime, you're going to deal with fluff. There's fluff. I put up fluff that are stupid things. And, you know, if it's stupid, if you don't like it, you can just stop playing it. You don't necessarily have to completely unsubscribe me, because you never know. There might be something good down the road. On the other hand, I've given up on being... I'll never be one of those people that has thousands of subscribers, because one, I'm old. I've never been gorgeous, even when I was younger. You know, I've got this thing here, yeah. And, you know, just never, I didn't get the genes. So, okay, people sometimes used to tell me that when I was skinnier especially, that I look like Joan Cusack. I actually got somebody saying that to me yesterday at Home Depot. Do you know you look like an actress? Yes, I know, Joan Cusack. That's what everybody tells me. But I actually got a lot more when I was skinnier. But I'm also old, and I'm not clever. You know, there's some people that are just really clever. And I don't have a lot of cool technology. I don't have a lot of clever technology or whatever. I don't have a stuff to make really professional videos. If it wasn't for Animoto, no, you know. I have a little laptop that's got like this much memory left on it, so I can't go get a program and use it, which sucks. I'd like to be able to do that. But anyway, this is starting to be another rambling video. Somebody said there's a Led Zeppelin song. I remind him of Led Zeppelin. I don't remember that song, Rambling. I'm going to have to drag out my Led Zeppelin CDs and listen to them, because I don't remember that one. My favorite Zeppelin song was Kashmir. Love that song. So anyway, okay, this is just me, and I'm just getting to the point now where we're really kind of like approaching ridiculous in how long this video is. So I'm going to cut it short. No, I'm going to cut it off. That's it. So if you've been watching, thanks again. Bye.